Steve, here with Jesse Townsend at Parkway Athletic Club is where he is. He's a personal trainer there. If you guys want to go out there and say hi, it's in South Reno. Welcome, Jesse.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
Okay, let's talk about you can do multiple joint movements, single joint movements. An example of a multiple joint movement is a bench press, a squat. Single joint movements would be tricep extensions, leg extensions. So, talk to us about why it's important to do the multiple joint movements first.
Yeah, so multiple joint movements. So probably the first thing to get into a little bit when talking about that is, exertion, right, or energy exertion, and what you're looking for, to get from that doing this multiple joint movement. So what you want out of your program and why you're using it first. So on energy exertion, from that simple form of respect to the workout, you're going to exert more when you're doing multiple joint movement, right? So you doing, a bench press, like you mentioned, or a squat, or, get even a little bit, bigger on the joints that you're adding and do some of these more aggressive multiple joint movements like a clean and press or something like that, or even a squat and press or what have you. So these are going to take a lot more energy up. You're going to expend more. You're going to burn more calories. Efficiency on that is a little bit higher. You're using more muscles. So the more muscle, the more tissue you move in a workout process or rep sets, this type of a thing, you're going to burn more energy. And so that's one reason that I teach and I talk to people about, athletes, regular people, and also to prevention of injuries, right? So where do you have your risk? And as a trainer, one of the things that we're constantly doing and we're trying to help people, understand and get through is, processes that are safe and the best ways, to keep risk at low level and keep, obtaining goals and what you get from it at the highest level possible. So, you can do it the other way for sure, where you do these multiple joints at the end of an exercise pattern. And you can do that successfully too. But again, what you want to do is understand where's the risk higher, right? So even if you're new to a program and you can't know the difference, this is why this is a good topic. Risk is higher, even if you really evolved and you know what you're doing and you know exactly how to perform these movements, still risk is higher. So on that level, important that you do them first, mostly these multiple joint movements over these single joint movements. And then also for the strength factor, right? So again, on that energy kind of a level, and these ones sync together, you're going to be stronger and you're going to be able to put out more in the beginning of your exercise program, or when you start, let's call it your first, couple of movements. If you're working on, one muscle group or two muscle groups, as most people tend to do a couple muscle groups per workout for resistance training, is pretty normal. So you're going to be stronger and you're going to be able to perform these at higher level, beginning of your workout. So those are probably the top three reasons. You can also get into hormonal functions and things like that too, as far as what releases, more testosterone, like a squat, or like you mentioned, a leg extension, right? So squat, knowing that we have as men, and especially we have a lot of testosterone storage, and our legs being the largest muscle group soak up a lot of this, right? So to get this testosterone kind of released and get our blood pumping, so to speak, a little bit higher, this squat is going to be more efficient for that. And compared to, for apples to apple type of stuff, the leg extension or something of that nature. So these are probably your top reasons, I guess, that you would do these multiple joints over the single to start with.
And I would add one too, that if you take if you do a leg extension first and then you do a squat, that's different because you're working the quads. It's different than if you do a bicep curl and then a lat pull, because you're looking at two distinctly different muscles. So if I work my biceps first with a single joint movement, a bicep curl, and then I go to a lat pull, I'm overtraining my biceps because I've
Sure.
already fatigued my biceps. My biceps are going to get taxed increasingly when I go to do that lat pull, and I'm not going to be able to focus or work the bigger muscle. So you're working usually the bigger muscles when you do multiple joint movements. So that's a big one for me. So,
Sure.
Jesse, again, thanks for your input. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Sounds good.